Hey guys, Steven here, Fanatic Perspective. I am back from Cabo. Viva la Mexico. It was an awesome, awesome vacation. All my loved ones out there uh, that have been checking with my wife, thank you. For those who don't know, probably many of you don't know, I lost my phone down there in the water. So rest in peace to my phone. Hopefully, I'll get a new cell phone tomorrow so I can be in touch with the rest of the world. So was definitely disconnected in Mexico after after what Saturday. I think it happened on Saturday. But anyway, want to get back with some content, some thoughts here with everything that has been happening. And as I'm recording this, Urban Meyer has just been fired as the head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars. I just saw that come across my laptop. Anyway, shout out to BUSR, busr.com/fanatic, the official sports book, the official sponsor of Fanatic Perspective. Guys, happy holidays. We have an amazing promo going on right now. Brand new BUSR promo. Take advantage. Holidays 21 is the promo. The way it works, you deposit, they're matching 150% of your initial deposit up to $1,500. So when you go to busr.com/fanatic, it will look like this. Let me go ahead and show you guys exactly what that will look like. And as you get on and sign up there on the site, taking advantage of that $1,500 up to $1,500. This is the best promo I have seen them do. I don't see a whole lot of other sports books out there matching this. So as you guys are getting in bowl game bets, NBA Christmas bets, NFL playoff bets as we start to get around the way, prop builders, prop specials, take advantage on busr.com/fanatic. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. So Urban Meyer got fired, but that's not what the video is going to be about. Signing day thoughts. And I will say this, let me start here. It's refreshing when you're disconnected from everything and you have no idea what's going on. And, I'm having the time of my life with my wife. And like I said, we had a brilliant time. So as I come back and turn on the YouTube and looking at all the signing day coverage and, 247 on 3, just all across the board, just trying to get up to speed. The first thing that came out my mouth was, "Holy shit, we flipped Terrence Brooks!" Like that was like the first thing that just jumped out to me out of all the things. Like the Kelvin Banks, coming on board and Cam Williams and some of the other guys that, were we really looking for offensive line help, Malik Agbo out of Washington, like really, really cool to get these guys on board. Hell yes. But the Terrence Brooks thing from Ohio State, just what stood out to me, not knowing anything. I think the last thing I even said on Twitter when I had my phone was, I think I said, I don't even think I said anything about Quinn Ewers. I think I just tweeted something, and that was the last time I had my phone. So this video right now, these are just my initial early signing period thoughts. I'm not getting into Quinn Ewers or Stan Drayton going to Temple News or even Urban Meyer. Those will all be separate videos, and then we'll do some lives and have bigger discussions. But right now, I mean, just thoughts on that. First thought was, holy shit, we flipped Terrence Brooks. I'll try to get to why that was significant for me, but I want to start here. When you're 5-7 and you've had the year that Texas has had, on and off the field, to turn this thing around, and I'm not the biggest recruit rankings or my Bible type guy, but I think across the board it's consensus right now as we stand in this period, because we know there's a lot of recruiting left to be done through February. To sit here with a top 5 class is incredible to me. And I think that Sark, because a lot of people have been asking questions about this staff and their ability to recruit, coming off a losing season. Some of this stuff was even being questioned before the season, before, as I was calling before, product launch, right? And so for them to put forth this type of class, I think 26 people signed overall today. Um, it's incredibly impressive. I watched Steve Sarkisian's press conference. Three things that he said that they were going in that they wanted to emphasize, and I thought this was so well stated. Right. So he said three things that are you an competitive person? And he said, are you innately competitive? Like, do you compete at everything that you do, whether it's football, life, classroom, all that? Are you just naturally competitive as hell? That's the number one thing. Number two thing was high football IQ, right? Understanding the game conceptually, film study. Do you see things develop, instincts, all of those things? I thought the third thing was even more interesting, right? In terms of, are you a prideful individual, right? From a standpoint of showing love and compassion for your teammates? Do you have pride in what you're a part of if you're in a team setting or a group setting? He said they were focused so heavily on those three things before they got into speed, size, all the measurables, all the things we look at. So to end up with this class, absolutely incredible job by Steve Sarkisian, Kyle Flood, the work that they did with the offensive line. I love the character of the guys in the regions that they chose to focus on. We haven't got I mean, we've gotten guys out of the Louisiana area before, you know, Malcolm, guys like a Malcolm Roach, and we've, but to hammer, you know, places like Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and go in and get talent. We saw last year, we brought in Xavier Worthy from California, going back there, getting a Malik Murphy, who won his team won the state championship over the weekend. And just the character of that class. Like, I remember making a video about Malik Murphy last what was it? This past early, I think early in the year. It was this year. It was earlier in the year before they even played that weird 6-game season in California. And I think it was like right after the Elite 11, he had tore it up, and everyone started saying, "Oh, well, he's just a camp guy, right? Or he's just a camp arm, or where's this film? His tape is terrible, blah blah blah, right?" And so, and I kept saying the recruiting game is you're looking for tools. You're looking to see how these guys develop over time, not just who's the best 15, 16-year-old, who's going to be the best 19 to 20 through 23-year-old. That's what we're looking for. And to even see his growth in 1 year just from playing football and playing a lot of football is awesome. It's awesome. So you're getting somebody here. We understand we're getting with Quinners. Like I said, we'll get to that video and my thoughts there. But having a second quarterback in the class is awesome. The Kelvin Banks, as Oregon, Mario Cristobal goes to Miami, we're able to take advantage. Everybody's talking about flip miss, getting Kelvin Banks from Oregon, getting Terrence Brooks from Ohio State. I mean, these are big time moves and flips and just action by the staff. And I could not be more pleased. I couldn't be more pleased. Like getting the need for tackles and the certain body type, athleticism, feet, all those things you're looking for. Kelvin Banks right now, the second ranked tackle in the country. So to get somebody like that in here, and on top of the developmental guys, Cameron Williams is a big boy. It's like 360, kid out of Duncanville. So guys that some will probably be in the incubator a little bit more, and some guys that may be ready to play in year 1 or year 2 on the offensive line. The point is, you need those big bodies. We know the body type that Kyle Flood looks for, but just getting those guys in the room and into the incubator process will be helpful. Now, things I need to see. I still think they need to attack the portal for more offensive line help that's developed, ready to go, ready to play, even if it's just another year or two, to give these young guys that we're starting to get some buffer, right? So, hey, we get the young guys in here. If you compete and you're ready to go year 1 or late in year 1, fine. I don't mind being ahead of schedule, but I don't want to be forced to play a bunch of young guys and start screwing up people's development process, bad habits because they're not that strong and they have to go in there and compete year 1 against developed college players. I don't want that to be the case. there are some positions where you can throw guys in there and they can pretty much go right away, whether it's a running back or receiver, sometimes even quarterbacks. But with a lot of these trench guys, some of them are a little bit more developed, and some of them are going to need a little time. But you're happy to get those tools there that you can coach and develop over some time. So they need to hit the portal again for some more offensive line help, just to build that buffer. And I would say the next thing to that is Devin Campbell out of Arlington Bowie released his top two schools. So it's between us and OU, more talent. So we got to try to win that recruitment. And I believe he'll be signing in February, right? So we got to try to win that battle there and earn his services to make this one hell of a offensive line class from a exterior and interior perspective. Now, speaking of people that can help right away, I think the Terrence Brooks thing is key because he's the type of player that gives you that long wingspan outside that they've been talking about and looking for. But to me, with his physicality that's already built in place, he can play in or out. So I have another chess piece there that's super freaking talented that I can play him year one. I can play Brian Allen year one, right? And even maybe Austin Jordan as well. Like I think some of these kids, some of the secondary guys they brought in are actually a little bit more developed to go in and compete right away for snaps. So it's going to be very interesting to see the competition that happens on the back end in the safety room, because I think they want to challenge even guys that we think are going to perform well next year, like, you know, a Jahdae Barron or a Keaton Crawford, getting some people in there to compete with them. And also saying, look, you know, those of you who are coming back, even like a Deshaun Jameson, there's nothing guaranteed about spots here. Glad you're back. Glad to have your services. But we have some young bucks coming in that can play and that are, you know, I think from a development standpoint, they're already a little bit more developed than some of the guys we brought in before, where it will take a few years instinctively to get them to where they need to be. And that's something that this staff emphasized in their hunt. Again, also some of the programs here. We got the young man we flipped. Where was it? Or not flipped, but the young man we got from Allen that's also offensive line. And I haven't done a whole bunch of homework on him because we never get Allen people, and all of a sudden we get an Allen person. So that's a good sign. You get somebody we bring in Ross in from North Shore. We got two more people now from Westlake, and these are look at the suspects. These was Duncanville, Denton Ryan, back-to-back years, Arlington Martin, back-to-back years. So I like how they're building out the program, and then also attacking regions like California, Louisiana, and some of those other southern states. Really, really nice job by this staff, all things considered. And I know Steve joked at the beginning that everyone's always going to like their class. And, what did I want Amari Whitfield to sign with Texas today? Yes. Especially, there's things that they can improve, or try to get another receiver in there or somebody a little bit more developed. I would say, not that I don't like Brennan Thompson and Savion Red, who they got late. I think he was an SMU guy. Not that I don't like those guys, but they need, that receivers a position of need. And we've also had significant injuries in that room as well. So it's also a need from a standpoint of starters and a standpoint of depth. Even people that have hit the portal leaving the room recently. So I'd like to see them address that, whether it's in the portal or the February day when it's all said and done. And I think we have the numbers to do some of these things. I think the number is like 33 or whatever. So you're still talking about, 6-7 spots. So very, 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 very good news today. And I'll be back with more. Just wanted to throw something up here and talk to you guys and keep everybody informed on the BUSR promo. So remember, hit up busr.com/fanatic. Take advantage of that new promo, that bonus we got out there. And shout out to the staff for keeping those relationships intact. When you build real relationships with people, actually, let me make this point before I finish up on the BSR. When you build real relationships with people over time, and this will go into the Quinn Ewers thing too. Um, it's not the worst thing in the world when you lose a battle sometimes and then they come back around because those relationships were held from both sides, right? And that's a lesson in life. And this staff, I think the one thing that they've done, just making genuine connections with kids that decide to come play for them, and some of the kids that don't, and their families, where it's like, hey, if we ever want to look for a home again, or situation didn't work out at whatever school, that's why you hear about some of these Alabama kids that are there now, that may at some point hit the portal. And look at the guys that are recruiting them, like a Flood or a Banks or a Stark. So relationships matter. I wanted to make that point. Anyway, I'll wrap. BSR.com/fanatic. Awesome first, signing period, early signing day. I will comment on all the other news as I'm getting caught up. Urban Meyer, the Travis Hunter story to Jacksonville. I'm sorry, to Jackson State, which is amazing. Just everything that's going on right now. So much to touch on. BSR.com/fanatic. Hit up our sponsor. Couldn't be more thankful for these guys. BSR.com/fanatic. It's going to look like this when you get to the landing page and go from there. We partnered up over here. We have taken care of all your betting needs. Guys, thank you so much. Glad to be back. Like I said, if you're looking to get in touch with me, stay patient. Hit me in the DMs. If not, I will have my phone hopefully back online tomorrow night. All right. Remember, horns always up.